Next, we have our co-founder of Speakwise Education, dear Joe, a grade 11 student from St. Robert Catholic High School. He will be sharing insights about Speakwise Education and its inspiring mission. Let's give him a warm round of applause.
Hi, just testing. This is good. Audio is fine. Should I speak over this? I guess we'll let the video play. We went to the Harvard WSCC tournament, which is like the world's largest tournament, besides the one that's officially hosted every single year in a different country. Before I start what I want to say in a moment, I want to thank everyone that's here. So Mr. Mayor, Mr. Lau, Mr. Ho, for coming here and taking your valuable time and spending your time of day with us. But also to people who organize this event. By no means is this event a small event, and organizing these kind of events is very, very time-consuming. It takes a lot of effort, resilience, and persistence. And I just think that's something that deserves a round of applause. And of course, to people who make this event, people who are here participating, sitting with us and watching and listening, round of applause for you guys as well. So I guess I'm gonna start talking about this organization. We are a registered NPO with the government, but I want to start by talking about why we actually registered and created this organization in the first place. So personally, what I discovered was that a lot of lessons for trying to learn public speaking or trying to get into debating was very, very expensive. So it was anywhere near $100 to over $100 to closing to $300 per like 2-hour, 3-hour class. And obviously this is very unaffordable for a large group of individuals. But also for parents who just want their children to simply get exposure into debating or public speaking. If I want to have my child see if I'm fit for public speaking, then I want them to take trial lessons, for example, or take a few lessons and see if they want to continue. But this is an unsustainable approach that exists because everything is so expensive. And I don't think we should have to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars that compound over time to thousands to access basic education. So the goal behind our organization was very simple. It was to provide access for more individuals. So for people who doesn't even have to just be lower income, just be middle income, people who just want to have a certain amount of access to just accessing public speaking and debating. And this is super important because, well, I mean, we're using public speaking every day in our lives, right? Just talking to our friends, learning about other people, meeting other people. Like even shaking hands is a form of public speaking if you think about it, because it is body language, right? You're shaking people's hand and you're learning how to use gestures in communication. So we started this organization in 2023 of October. So it has been around, if my math is correct, around 15 months or so. In the past 15 months, there has been over 100 students at this organization that we taught, and we're planning to expand our operations as well. So our goal down the line is not only just to have more people join the organization, but it's to continue hosting events alongside other people who believe in the value of community, hosting events that benefit community as a whole. Once again, thank you for your time. We really appreciate it.
Okay, now let's invite Iris Liu, high school student from York Mill Collegiate Institution. She will give us a brief introduction about eager youth education.
We are Eager Youth Education, so a non-profit organization dedicated to inspiring academic growth and fostering meaningful connections for young learners. I'm going to be talking about who we are, our mission, and then what we have achieved so far. So we believe in Eager Youth Education that every child has the chance to become a better version of themselves, to shape their future, and it starts here. Now, before we get into it, I want to ask, from a show of hands, how many of you remember a teacher, mentor, or friend that made learning exciting? I know I definitely did, and that's what we're aiming here. Every child deserves a chance, and I'm very excited to stand here and share a bit about who we are. Again, we connect students with their academic interests, expanding their horizons. So we currently work with students from grade 1 to 8, meeting every Saturday at Canada Benson Academy in Markham. Our program has a wonderful team of high school mentors, some of them over here, who guide students in various subjects. We mentor them in English, French, math, coding, and other, academically fun subjects. We're looking to build an inclusive community that every child has the opportunity to grow and make new connections. Now, what is our mission? We want to aim to open eyes to a brighter future. Here's something to think about. What kind of change do you want to see in your community? Whether it's through friendships, education, or finding new interests, we aspire to create an inclusive environment where we support each other. A leading trend that we saw was that a lot of students found themselves to be unengaged with their education. And although our schools are doing great, we believe that we can create a better enrichment program that can connect them with friends. What have we achieved so far? We created a respectful community of curious students and dedicated mentors, as we saw in the video, as we currently offer these subjects, but we're always expanding. We're proud of the growth opportunities that we fostered, and we're excited to grow our impact across Canada. Before we continue on with the show, I wanted to give a very special thanks. I'm so grateful for everyone's patience and attention. And as we look around the room, we can see our talented students and mentors who have been working very hard preparing this extraordinary show today. Now, I know we're all excited, but before we start, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge some very special guests who have joined us today. We're grateful to have Premier Ford sending his best wishes, and we're especially honored to welcome the following leaders who are here with us in person. MPP Billy Pong, Markham Mayor Frank Scarpetti, Regional Councillor Alan Ho, Ward 2 Councillor Rich Lau, and Ward 4 Councillor Simon Sway. I'd also like to take a moment to thank everyone here, students, parents, mentors, and supporters. As a famous philosopher once said, "The roots of education may be bitter, but the fruit is sweet." Today, your dedication and enthusiasm make everything we do possible. So let's all share the sweetness of a bigger, brighter future.